Have you ever asked yourself, should I move to Tulum? It doesn't matter if you are a retiree, a digital nomad, or just somebody looking to relocate, this webinar is for you. In this video, we're going to talk about cost of living examples, visa requirements, and we're also going to talk about some Tulum real estate options. So let's get started. Now, before we jump into the information, I first want to introduce myself. My name is Gasper Michelle. I have a total about 17 years of sales experience. The first 14 years, I sold insurance in the state of Texas. And the first 7 years, I did supplemental health insurance. And the last 7 years, I focused on life insurance. The last 3 years, I've done real estate sales here in Tulum, where I've primarily focused on international buyers that are looking to buy here in the Riviera Maya. Now, you may be asking yourself, why is everybody moving to Tulum? Well, it's the same reason people visit, primarily for the lifestyle. They've learned that Tulum isn't just a vacation destination, it's going from a great place to visit to a great place to live in. And what's driving that is the community. Not only there are some amazing people that are already here, people that are their full-time home base here that are coming from places like US, Canada, and Europe, but also lots of locals, nationals, and from other parts of Mexico. So one of the first questions people ask me is, can I legally move to Mexico? Now, the simple answer is yes. Now, I am not an immigration lawyer, but what most people do is they arrive here on a tourist visa, which lasts up to 180 days, and then they apply for their temporary residency, which typically gives them up to 4 years. And then some of them apply for permanent residency, some of them don't. And as I mentioned before, most of them do it from here. They don't apply in their home country. They do most of it here in Mexico and in Tulum. And I do want to mention that permanent residency is not required to buy property or to live in Mexico long term. A lot of people do just keep applying for a temporary residency, but some people do apply for dual residency or for dual citizenship also. So that's another option for you also. Now let's talk about the cost of living in Tulum. Now, the electricity is controlled and charged by the CFE, which is a government-run electricity company. And studio typically costs anywhere between $30 to $50 per month. If you're looking at a two-bedroom, you can pretty much just double it. And anything bigger than that, you can just pretty much add accordingly. As far as internet option goes, most of it is fiber, which most of it is run by Telcel, but there's also some other local providers, and they start about $20 a month and go up, just depending on how fast you need and things like that. Another cost you may want to consider are HOA costs or monthly maintenance costs, and those typically average between $1 to $3 per square meter, and those typically depend on the amenities you have. For instance, if you have multiple pools, it may cost a little bit more. An example I have here is a small studio may average anywhere between $40 to $80 per month, and then obviously depending on the size, it may be more. And one of the things I want to make clear is if you're renting, sometimes the monthly maintenance costs are included in your monthly rental, and sometimes they're not. So just make sure you find out. And same with the internet; those are sometimes included in your monthly rental cost, but the electricity is typically separately. As you know, some people spend more, some months are a little bit more than others, so that's why it's typically separate. Now, next thing people want to know are about the property tax and the predial. And those are typically ranging between 1,000 to 3,000 pesos per year. So that's anywhere between 55 to 170 USD for most condos. And the reason it's so small because it's typically less than 1% of the cadastral value, which is the government value. So it has nothing to do with the actual property value sometimes. So that's why it's a lot less than other countries. And as I mentioned earlier, Tulum is a great place to meet great people. It's easy to find other expats from amazing, and these are just three of my favorites. Run Tulum is a really cool club. It's run by expats. They run twice weekly. They have social meetups and things like that. Next is a Tulum Dinner Club. They typically meet once a week, and they usually meet at a local restaurant and kind of get together and all talk. And then also the Refi Tulum, they focus on environmental events like beach cleanups and other social gatherings. And I will have a link for their Instagram page if you click on the descriptions for this video. So now you may be asking yourself, well, should I rent or should I buy in Tulum? And it really just depends on your situation, your budget, lots of other factors. I tell everybody if you're not sure if Tulum is for you, start with renting. You don't have to buy before you get here. You can rent first and then buy later on. You'll also find out a little bit more about the neighborhoods, parts of Tulum that you like, things like that. So let's go over a couple examples here. First example I have is a studio at Mystique Tulum. That's currently renting for 8,000 pesos, which is a little bit it's about 450 USD with the current exchange rate. It's also for sale for 3 million pesos, and it's located in Region 15. What's great about this is it's an affordable entry level investment if you're looking to buy, and it also has great resort style amenities, so lots of great options in that property. And I do want to say same thing with the other one. There are links in the description to each one of these properties if you want to check them out, as well as some other properties too. Next, we have a two-bedroom home in La Valeta. It's currently for rent for 19,000 pesos, which is a little less than $1,000 USD, I believe. And then also, it's for sale for 5.2 million pesos. It's a great standalone home. It has a private pool, and if you're looking for a purchase, it's great for a long-term rental. And next, we have a three-bedroom here at Aflora. That one's renting for about 3,000 USD, but you can also buy it for about 730,000 USD. It's located in Aldea Zama. Great thing about this one, it has a spacious layout, and depending on which one you want, you can either have a private pool that is a rooftop penthouse, or there also have some ground level pools that have it's great for families, or if you want to buy as an investment, it's great for luxury rentals. So if you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. And you may be asking yourself, well, is there international financing available? And once again, the simple answer is yes. There's great options as far as international mortgages like Moxie and other companies. And I'll have a couple links for you to check out some options there. And also, there's some seller financing. And I found over 9 different properties that offer seller financing. So if you want to check those out, I'll have a link in the description for those also. So let me ask you this. Are you ready to move to Tulum? And once again, I'll also have my contact links in the description, so check those out. And thank you so much for watching.